but your sterling reputation has ground a lot of rust. Oh, baby, seems you played me for a fool. Said you were an honest man, but you've been playing dirty pool. I thought we were a team, believed you'd have my back, but you've been playing with some cards that weren't in the dealer's stack. It's a shame how you're breaking all the rules. I'm gonna have to move on. You've been playing dirty pool, dirty pool, baby. Was your ace in the hole, but you kicked me to the curb. Now I'm the one who's in the lead, and you're the one who's hurt. Yes, you've gotten your comeuppance for treating me so cruel. And I've got the winning hand, though you were playing a dirty pool. And I've got the winning hand, though you were playing a dirty pool. Oh, dirty pool, baby. Who's crying now? Dirty pool, baby. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. That is a little dirty pool, Michelle. We had to throw that one in, too. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet.
Awesome. Memphis Soul Stew we had rolling, and then Dirty Pool, Michelle Demir and the Love Dealers. And again, off of the brand new hot CD, The Heart of Memphis. So, hey, let's talk about some of the early years, the influences and things that you like, and then kind of about the change in the digital age today. So tell us about some early influences you got.
Yeah, so I grew up in Seattle, and the fact that I'm still here is probably weird, but because it seems like everybody is not from here anymore. And my dad was just a huge music fan of all different kinds of music, and he had vinyl. He had a extensive collection of vinyl, and he was really great about letting me play his records, even when I was pretty little. So I had listened to, by the time I was pretty young, a lot of blues, jazz, reggae, the Rat Pack, even some show tunes, believe it or not. Dad also liked some country artists. So, yeah, but one of the first blues songs I remember hearing is the song Death Letter. By Skip James, which is just an intense song, and we actually perform that live sometimes. We like to go into the Wayback Machine and do something from the 1930s. And grew up. Some of the singers I really enjoy are people like Ella Fitzgerald, Etta James. When I got older and Bonnie Raitt came out, just still love her voice. I love Al Green, which is part of why I was drawn to recording at Royal. Just a bunch of different artists. So I had listened to a ton of different stuff. My band was formed in 2011. I had been going around and singing at blues jams. We have a pretty lively blues jam scene here in Seattle. And Rick Bowen, who was the original drummer for the band, said, you really should have your own band. And I said, really? Okay. And, I go I get stuff done, so I just went out and formed my band. First album was in 2013, was just an EP with only, I think, 3 originals on it. And then as I got into writing more, then we had another album in 2015, and then Lost Nights at the Leopard Lounge, which is a very good album, and it has the track Trouble on it, which won a John Lennon Songwriting Grand Prize. That came out in 2017. And then 2018 was Wiggle Room, 2019 Heart of Memphis.
Yeah, you are just on a big roll with all that good stuff. And you were telling me about the album that you came up before Wiggle Room, how it got produced. And then we were talking about how the old days with analog, it was a one-time take. You guys were live, but nowadays you can hand it off to somebody and they can add to it or take or whatever. The whole changes today of the music, I should say.
That can be a mixed bag. So what happened was we had recorded. So typically, what you'll do is you'll record the rhythm tracks and have those be real solid, and then usually people want to spend some time noodling or working on their solos, and so you'll go in and do solos and backing vocals and stuff like that separately in subsequent days in the studio. And so our guitarist had Pro Tools at home. He was a software engineer, so he wanted to take the tracks home, and gave into the temptation I think that anybody would possibly be tempted by when they've got the files, which is I'm going to record all these extra parts, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of different takes of my solo, and I would say there was some negotiation that had to happen when that came back, and we're not going to have all these different layers of guitar on this song. That was an interesting process, and I had to kind of put my foot down on some things. And subsequently, what I learned from that is, as the songwriter, I really have to put my foot down about what I'm hearing and what I'm envisioning for the songs, and I'm always open to people's ideas. Ultimately, the band got my name on it, so at some point I have to say, yes, we'll do that, or no, we won't.
But yeah, that's one thing I've discovered myself with the digital side of music today. Now I have another software that I use to play my jams, and it has an AGC gate on it, and it has all that, the thrust and all. You could literally change the sound of all these tracks. And it was something I match it up now. I got it almost bing, bing, bing. You can't even tell really any difference. But that's something that was really like, wow. People can take and alter and add. And now, again, years ago, it was just that one groove on an analog track, should I say. Couldn't mess with it, good, bad, or indifferent, huh?
Yeah, you had to get it right, and there wasn't, cut this and copy this here and paste it over here, or that didn't exist. So we captured some of that in Memphis at Royal Studios because a lot of the tracks were recorded live. Yes. Memphis Soul Stew was recorded live, and we had been performing a bunch of the songs live, so that was easy to do. Yeah, everyone was pretty comfortable.
That was cool, and that comes across on your tracks. And the other thing, Michele, I love how you have keeping that old school sound alive. When I went through the catalogs that I'd get the music from Betsy, with Wiggle Room. It's a jazzy, classy kind of stuff. Lawrence Lebo and a lot of you ladies are having that, to keeping that stuff going out there for everybody.
A friend of mine who's a really good jazz drummer, when he heard the Wiggle Room album, said, "You're getting dangerously close to jazz." And I said, I'm not sure there's a line there, but okay.
But it's just great to hear. Now let's rock a new tune. Let's go with the No Time. Tell us a little about that one. That is again off of the Heart of Memphis CD.
I remember vividly how the idea for this song came about, and this is, songs are funny. Some songs are like a download, and unfortunately the ones that are like downloads usually happen at 3:00 in the morning. I don't know why that is, but all of a sudden that song's there in my head in its entirety, lyrics, music, what the bass line sounds like. I mean, everything is just in my head, and I have to run into my office and grab my microphone and get it down and write those words as fast as I can, because they won't necessarily still be there. Right. And then some songs take months. And then there's songs that I've got pieces of. I've bass lines recorded on my computer. I have lyrics written. I have melodies recorded that are in search of the rest of the song that are years old. But sometimes something comes along that fits with them, so I never toss any of that stuff. So what happened with No Time is we were driving to a gig, and we were driving down this really long, boring, straight road in Washington State. Uh-huh. And there's nothing to see. And it's like cornfields. Like cornfields on one side and cows